So I was building like 10,000 dominoes, and then we had an earthquake. What's up, Domino community, and welcome to another Ask Hevish 5. You asked me questions, so let's jump right into it and answer them. We got a question from Malachi. If you were to make a setup with only one domino color, what would it be? I think I would probably choose red, just because that will stand out against any color background, and you'll be able to see it no matter where you are. Next, we have a question from Paul, who asks, do you ever get lazy to clean up the dominoes? Did it mess up any domino project you were making? And yes, I do. Actually, I have this really bad habit of when I'm making screen link clips, instead of picking up the dominoes from each screen, I'll just kind of like shove it to the side of the room. And then meanwhile, you have like the new domino setup right in the middle with the camera, and it looks so pretty. But just off to the side of the frame, it's just like chaos of dominoes. And sometimes that makes me like get behind on the next video, because then I have to like spend so much time cleaning up all of the mess around where I was building. Our next question is from Bartholomew, who asks, do taller domino walls fall faster than shorter walls? Whether it's a tall wall or a short wall, they all go at around the same pace. However, if you're using a different technique, like the column technique, I think that actually falls a little bit slower than the alternating technique, just because of the way that it's built. And if you're using different types of dominoes, certain materials might be more slippery, so that could cause it to topple even faster or slower. TDCK Dominoes asks, imagine that you're setting a new personal record and out of nowhere, an earthquake happens and everything falls. What would you do? Okay, if that happened, that would literally be my worst nightmare. I might cry. Honestly, I would probably cry. If it was my personal record, that would just be so sad. Like, can you imagine an earthquake just like toppled everything? I've actually had some pretty close calls. Actually, a couple months ago, we had an earthquake and I was setting up like 10,000 dominoes and suddenly everything started shaking. I'm like, what is going on? I was so confused. Luckily, nothing toppled. I was so lucky. It was really honestly quite a scare. Any new domino packs coming out this year? Actually, yes! I'm so excited. We've been working on a brand new H5 domino creation set, and it will be finally released later this year. And if you want updates on when it'll come out, what's gonna be in it, what the new colors are, I will be announcing everything in my H5 Domino Creations newsletter. So if you haven't subscribed to that yet, just head on over to hevish5.com/buydominoes, scroll to the bottom of the page, and you can sign up. I will be teasing more of what's in the set over the next couple of months. So if you want updates on all of the news and discounts, and also when we release it in new countries, definitely go subscribe. I'm really excited. It's something we've been working on for a while. I think y'all are gonna really like it. Our next question is from C Dominoes, who asks, where can I find a fall wall similar to what you use? Mine was actually homemade out of wood. I think there's some videos online you can search like how to build a domino fall wall. I've also seen people make them out of Lego. Those kinds of things are really hard to ship and they're very custom. So if you can, I would look into trying to make one of your own. Irvin asks, are 10,080 dominoes enough for building the club? I think that should be enough, but it really does depend on how many builders there will be. I would recommend about 200 dominoes per person, but if they're more experienced, maybe a little bit more, but I think that's amazing. You're starting a club. Nicholas asks, would you rather build the alternating technique or the column technique or the diagonal technique? I think if I had to choose one, I would probably choose the column technique, and that's just because all of the dominoes are basically on the same side. So if you're making a picture out of dominoes, it's a lot easier to see when it's not alternating. Having a column technique wall is easier to read things on it, and you can much more easily turn the wall if you need to make a curved wall. Even though it might be slightly less stable compared to the alternating technique, I think it's more reliable. Our next question is from Grayson727, who asks, I'm having a lot of trouble on making ideas and making domino sets work and not toppling them while I'm making them. Do you have any suggestions or tips to help me? And I totally understand. It can be really frustrating to see a domino project not work, or maybe it falls over early. So I hear you. I think the biggest thing to prevent some of those things is simply by making safety gaps and making sure you can take out dominoes here and there. So if something knocks down by accident, it's not going to topple the entire project. It's also really helpful to test your tricks multiple times before you make it in a big project. Simply by testing your tricks and watching your videos back even in slow motion can help a lot to try to understand why the dominoes are falling in a certain way, and then you can reverse engineer that and fix the problem. And if you need to change the spacing or the angles of the dominoes, really test. The more you test, the more reliable it'll be. When it comes to building, body awareness is really important. So if you're going to set up dominoes, before you reach your hand in to place the domino, just do a scan. You know, like, where is my arm? Where are my feet? Where am I sitting on the ground? How close is the next domino around me? If I were to move in a certain direction, do I need to be careful of a structure that's next to me? Like, just do a quick scan before you do anything. And then once the coast is clear, then build your dominoes. So those are the questions that were asked on my website. Also, if you ever have a question for me at any point throughout the year, you can ask it at hevish5.com/get-involved, and I will use those questions for the next Q&A video. But for now, let's move on to the questions on my community tab. Okapi Toppling Dominoes asks, do you have any advice for creators that want to build large projects but can't due to us having pets? I have 11 cats, so this is why I don't post a lot. I totally understand how that could be difficult to build dominoes. I think it would be easier to build dominoes somewhere else than to move the cats. I would probably go to your local school and ask if you can use a room there. Like, maybe there's an empty classroom, or you can use the gym over the weekend and build a bigger project there. Maybe your library. I would ask around, see if there's other places that you can set up dominoes. Melamino asks, would you rather always build a screen link or always build one big setup? That is a really tough question because I love both for different reasons. Screen links especially are incredible when you have to make risky tricks and you're not sure if it's going to work, and you have a lot better control over how to film it so you can get the best angles. But doing one big setup, there's nothing like it. Like, having a long, multi-minute topple is the best thing ever. But at the end of the day, it's like, if I can only make a screen link, then there probably wouldn't be big events. So I think I would probably choose always building one big setup over a screen link. But what would you choose? The Compliment Guy 3501 asks, what is your greatest ambition as a domino artist? My greatest ambition right now is maybe not even a certain kind of setup, but more so just to get people involved in dominoes. What if we had a domino club in every school, every library? What if we make dominoes just as big as Lego bricks? I know it's ambitious. I know it's a big goal, but I think there's so much impact that can be done by just having dominoes in the real physical world and having people get involved and learning patience and perseverance. And there's so much good that can be done from the impact of just these pieces of dominoes. I hope you'll join me on this journey because I know it's gonna happen at some point. We're gonna get dominoes into as many schools as we can, whether it's here, whether it's worldwide, it's gonna happen, and I just wanna put it out there. Amir Radi asks, how many times have you forgotten to fill in the safety gaps? Oh man, this has happened multiple times. I want to say it's more than 5, but less than 10. So maybe it's on average 0 to 1 times per year. I don't know. Juice Dominoes 51 asks, what makes you happy as a domino artist? That was a great question. I think that makes me happy is, well, 1, seeing the dominoes fall. I think that is the best part. And 2, the relaxation and just kind of flow state that I get into when I'm building the dominoes. I think there's something so special about being in that zone and just building something and seeing it come to life. And it's also amazing to see other people enjoying it too. When they watch a video and they smile and they're so intrigued by how the dominoes are falling, that makes me really happy. What do you like to see in others that build? I really love seeing new tricks, new ways that dominoes and chain reactions can be toppled. I think is super intriguing. If you're able to come up with a new way that dominoes can topple, or a new kind of design, or a surprising reveal, those are the kinds of things that I absolutely love. Kelly Ashford Trains asks, if one of your domino builds was wobbling and you felt a sneeze coming on, would you let the sneeze out and risk causing the structure to collapse? Honestly, I don't think I can hold in a sneeze. Can you do that? I feel like that's one of those things that just has to come out. I would probably turn to the side away from my structure and sneeze into my arm. Our next question is from D13, who asks, what do you think of your first video? I was watching it back, I'm like, this is so cute. You could hear my little 9-year-old voice. Just It is so just endearing to watch and see how far I've come with Dominoes. It just makes me smile, and I am so glad that I have that video still online. I'll link it down below if any of you want to watch the full video. Marblomino R asks, what is your most memorable moment from 2024? The most memorable thing that I am picturing at this moment is from Destination Domino, when we had like 2,000 people show up to the topple, and it was absolutely crazy. Being there in that space, building in such a beautiful museum, setting up 100,000 dominoes, like one of my dreams to make a totally big freestyle project, and then have so many people come watch it up on the balconies and in front of us was just incredible. It was really something that I've never done before, and something that I will absolutely never forget. Next, I'm gonna move on to questions from Instagram. I'm gonna rapid fire through these next questions. So, how many years have you been building Domino? I've been building Dominoes for about 16 years now. When will you do a collaboration with a big YouTuber next? I'm actually not sure. If you have any suggestions, or if you want me to collaborate with someone, let me know down below in the comments. Maybe we can make something happen. Ashton asks, how many Dominoes do you have? At this point, I think I have nearly 200,000 Dominoes. Y'all asked some really great questions, so thank you for asking. And also stay tuned for our next H5 Domino creation set that'll be coming out later this year. All the updates again are at hevish5.com/buydominoes. You can sign up for the newsletter and I will send you all the details. And one last shout out to our featured community member, 551 Usanzu, who has been making some incredible videos. Genuinely, I love their domino building style and they really deserve more subscribers. So go check out their channel. And as always, I'm Lily Hevish, and keep on building.